Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I have some new stuff from Born Pretty. They did send me this stuff in the mail, so thank you so much to Born Pretty for that. And I do have an affiliated code with Born Pretty. It's Watermelon Lemonade. I believe you can get 10% off on their website, and again, that is an affiliated code. So if you use that, I do get a small commission. Just want to be perfectly transparent over there. So I'm starting off with a couple of the cat eyes they sent me. Actually, all of the gel polishes that they sent over were cat eyes. So there's this really gorgeous gold one, and I'm just doing the typical way that I like applying my cat eyes on these swatches over here, and I'm doing it on the inside of the swatch stick, and then doing the first layer with the cat eye effect. I'm doing a very simple one just so we can really see what it looks like, and then I'll do a second layer off camera behind the cat eye affected one so that it can build up the color a little bit and you can really see what's going on. This one is a really cool one. It's a really deep, cool brown color, and then it's got blue shimmer in it. I will be honest, some of these cat eyes were not the strongest cat eyes that I've seen, even from Born Pretty themselves. These were a little bit more subtle, but I think there is a time and a place for a more subtle nail. Over here you can see I'm just trying to get the color to show up. I think it shows up better on camera here than I thought it did when I was filming, but I'm just going through them, and like I said, not the strongest cat eyes that I've experienced from Born Pretty or anywhere else, but I think there's a time and a place for them. And the colors themselves are really nice. This one also, it's like this redishy brown color. Is very, very interesting, and it was a lot of fun to play around with these. So I'm just going to be doing the swatches over here and playing around with the cat eye. So you'll see this one doesn't really have the strongest effect, but it still shows up a bit, and I am just using a random magnet from, I think it's Magpie Beauty, for this magnet. I like doing a very simplistic magnetic cat eye because these swatch sticks that I'm using end up going in my collection of swatch sticks, so that when I'm looking for different colors or different gel polishes to do nail designs, I know what I'm looking at. So I like having a very simple cat eye effect for that, just so that I know, oh, this is a cat eye, and this is the color and this is what it looks like, as opposed to playing around with it too much. This one was the subtlest of them all. It's very, very hard to see. It was this like jelly reddishy brown with the slightest hint of purple with some very, very subtle purple shimmer in it. It didn't have a lot of glitter in it. So these are the cat eyes over here. I did do a second coat in the back, like I said, so that's what this looks like without any of the cat eye effect. And the gold one definitely has the strongest effect, but the others are pretty as well. Let me know what you think of these. And next, they sent me over this poking nail gel. It comes with a base gel, and this is a poking base gel. You can't use this as a regular base coat. It only works for this design. And this was a very interesting product. It works similarly to blooming gel, but it's a little bit different. It's very interesting. You basically apply the product onto the nail and then use a little stick that they sent along with it, kind of like almost like a toothpick, to go with it, and you draw designs into the base coat, not the base coat, the white gel that you put on top of it, the poking gel, and then it kind of like spreads out similar to blooming gel, but also a little bit differently. I'll show you when we get to it over here. So I just wanted to put down a base color, and now we're putting down the poking gel over here. This is the poking gel base, and again, this only works for the poking gel. It doesn't work as a regular base coat. And you can either cure it for 30 seconds or 60, depending on how fast you want the spread to go. So I like doing 30 seconds. If you do 30 seconds in the lamp, it'll spread slower, and 60 seconds will spread it faster. So depending on the type of design that you're doing and how much spread you want and how fast you want it to happen, you can cure it for different lengths of time. Then you apply the poking gel on top and you leave it wet, and you use this little pokey stick that comes with it, and you draw designs in the nail, and then it kind of spreads out and kind of like puffs up a little bit and creates these really cool designs. So for this one, I wanted to do like a really simplistic zebra print, and initially it kind of just looks like squiggly lines and it just looks like a mess, but as you can see with the first one that I placed down, that little triangle, it starts spreading out similar to a blooming gel. So another thing that's a little bit important to take into consideration when doing this poking gel is if you see the sides of the nail that I'm working on, you can see that the poking gel is kind of pulling away from the edges as well as pulling away from the middle, and then the poking gel is no longer reaching the edges of the nail. So if you want to avoid that from happening and you want to make sure that the poking gel does stay to the borders and edges of the nail, file the base gel a little bit just after you apply it and cure it, and then the poking gel will stay in place. I'm going to demonstrate that on the next design that I do, but I did want to have both of the options here and show you what it looks like if you don't file the edges. So you can see it's starting to pull away a little bit from the edges of the nail, and then after it blooms and spreads out the way you like it, you can pop it into the lamp for 60 seconds, and then you have a really cool nail design. So I'm going in for another design over here just to demonstrate it a little bit more. And with this one, I will file off the edges of the the poking base gel before applying the poking gel on top of it. And then you'll see that it stays towards the edges and it doesn't pull away from the edges like it did in the other one. So I'm just applying a really fun base. This is one of the ones that they just sent me, this really pretty red. And I decided to go for a rose design. I thought that could be really, really cool and pretty and that it would spread out really nicely. So again, applying the poking base gel and going to cure this again for 30 seconds because you get a slower spread with that one. If you wanted to do a very simplistic quick design and you weren't spending too much time and you wanted it to spread faster, cure it for 60 seconds. But if you're doing more intricate design, cure it for 30 so that you have more time to play around with it before it starts spreading too fast. So as you can see here, after I cured it for 30 seconds, I'm going to use just this very light buffer and going to buff around the edges of the base gel, the poking base gel, to make sure that the poking gel on top stays flat, stays put. And I'm just using a dry lint-free wipe over here to remove any of the dust. I'm not putting any alcohol or anything on it, just a dry lint-free wipe or whatever kind of wipe or thing that you have lying around. And then I'm going to apply the poking gel over top of it, and you'll see that it doesn't pull away from the edges. It's kind of like filing the base gel to remove it a little bit so that it doesn't work and doesn't cause the poking gel on top of it to spread. So again, I have this little stick over here to create these designs, and I'm going to create a really pretty rose design. Now, one of the best things about this design or this poking gel is that it really doesn't have to look perfect. You can go very stylistic and very artistic with it, and you can see the lines that I draw on it are very thin, but it creates this spread and this really beautiful design. And there are so many different things that you can do with this. You can do writing, you can like write something on it, I don't know, like summer or fun. You can do a very simplistic design. You can get a little bit more intricate with it. It can be a really, really cool design and feature. It could be really cool to create an accent nail with it. The poking gel does also come in black from Born Pretty, so if you wanted to do a black, that is an option as well. It's really, really fun. I played around with it a lot off camera before deciding what to do, and here's the rose. I think it's so pretty. Playing with this negative space is so interesting, and I feel like there are so many different ways to use this poking gel to create really fun stuff. So these are the two different designs I did, the zebra print and the rose. Let me know which one you like better. Let me know if you have any other design ideas that could work really well with this poking gel. I know that there are so many different options out there. This is just something simple that I wanted to start with, but I feel like there are endless possibilities to use with this poking gel. It looks like a lot of fun. So here I have the designs that I did along with the Swatch 6. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.